I do kind of put you through the ringer a little bit.
Which,
sorry.
Right. Yeah. No, that's
but also
it's also the best part.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a mini episode of Off Book with Simon Teen. Yay. Today, we are going to be talking about the finale to the best-selling Powerless trilogy, Fearless, and we have author Lauren Roberts herself here with us today.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
So I am Amy from Simon Teen, and we also have
Selena from Simon Teen.
And
Lauren from Michigan, which is what I said last time.
Back in the studio. Before we get into our discussion, Lauren, do you want to give us just a little bit, like, how does it feel to look back at the start of your publishing journey now that you are at the finale of this trilogy?
It is so surreal. And that's what I always say, is it's just been so insane, such a whirlwind. I feel so honored to get to finish what I started when I was 18. So it's really cool to like wrap up this series how I envisioned it in my childhood bedroom. And I just love that people are excited about it. I hope they enjoy.
Yeah, people are.
It's like you've grown up with the series.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. And she was what I needed at the time when I was 18, and now I've got to grow with her, and she's so strong, and she just means a lot to me. So
that's amazing.
It's been so fun.
Okay, so we asked our audience on Instagram and TikTok for some questions that they want to know about Fearless. So that's the main event here. Let's get into it.
Okay.
So first question, which character's POV has been your favorite and your least favorite to write?
Ooh.
And doesn't necessarily have to be from Fearless alone, but from the book so far.
Wow. Okay. I would say favorite. I love Kai. I do. Yeah. I love writing as a man because I get to make them do and say what I want them to, which you can't really do in real life, unfortunately. Unfortunately. So I love writing him and him being just like obsessed with Paedyn. That's my favorite thing, just being in his head. And I guess least favorite, it's so hard. There is a point of view in Fearless, a new one. I won't say who it is, but I should say that one, but I actually really enjoyed writing it. I had a lot of fun. So maybe I'm going to say Mac in Powerful, but not because I don't love him, because I do.
Yeah.
But it took me a minute to find his voice and how I wanted him to come across. So he was a little more difficult from the start, but I still love him. Yes.
Yeah. But I will say I did really enjoy the new POV in Fearless. It took me, the first time I read it, it really took me aback to be like, oh, where are we going? What's happening? Like this is unexpected, which I kind of love. It was a fun twist.
I'm so glad. I had so much fun writing that point of view. I was like, tee-hee. It was amazing. It was really fun for me.
I feel like it gave a lot of context to some backstory that is really fun to know. So, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Of course. Okay, how did you choose Fearless as the title for book 3?
Ooh, it kind of just felt right. And obviously, like, my amazing editors we were talking about it, and when Fearless was just mentioned, it was like, that's kind of it.
Because, right.
Exactly. Like it fits so well, and I think we've watched Paedyn grow from Powerless. Like each book, she's getting stronger and like coming into herself even more. So it just made sense that it was Fearless. Like this was her shining moment of her being like this crazy badass character, you know, so
just going for it.
Exactly.
It definitely follows her trajectory from 1 through 3. So it fits perfectly. What are some of the tropes that you had fun writing in Fearless?
Ooh, okay. So in Reckless, there was a lot of like close proximity happening, and they were like,
there's only one bed.
Right. Oh no, shocker.
What's gonna happen?
Exactly.
We are chained together. How did that happen?
Yeah. Oh no. Oops. Yeah. So it was a lot of like, we have to be together. I don't like you. And then in Fearless, it's kind of the opposite of that because they're not allowed to be together, but they want to be. So I don't know what to call that trope, but it's very
pining, yearning.
Right. Exactly. Like it's very much like lingering looks and touches and like them wanting to be together but not being able
to hide. I know.
Yes. Looking at each other from across the room.
Yeah.
Yes. And of course, in Kai's point of view, he's talking about Paedyn and like how like just fierce she is and all this stuff, and I'm just that was my favorite. I don't know what to call that, but it was whatever that is.
10 out of 10.
Yes. Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, and then what a lot of people wanted to know, what is the meaning, and this could be a little spoilery, but like what's the meaning behind the crown on the cover? There's been a lot of speculation, and I don't know, it's almost a character on its own now.
Right. I mean, if you've read Reckless, you kind of know what's happening there at the end.
Yes.
And obviously, if Paedyn goes through with this decision, that would make her wear a crown.
Yeah.
So,
you know.
Right? So that kind of implies, you know, this decision she has to make and this kingdom she has to kind of step before. And and also she has to do this like endeavor thing that involves a crown. Yes. Trying not to spoil anything.
But just talking our way around and be like a slight spoiler warning like pop up.
Yes, seriously.
But yeah.
Like there's something she has to do that involves a crown. And so it just felt right that was the cover because it kind of embodies everything she has to figure out in this book.
Yeah. What is a song that you would feel describes Fearless?
Oh my God. That's so good. I feel like, okay, with Kit and Paedyn specifically, I think of My Tears Ricochet by Taylor Swift. That's what I think of with the two of them. And then with Kai and Paedyn, like ever since Powerless, it's always been Set Fire to the Rain by Adele.
My gosh.
And so I feel like that's kind of carried through. That's their vibe to me. But I'll keep thinking on like a fearless
centric.
Yes.
Yeah. One that sums up the whole. But I feel like both of their relationships are featured. Like, it's not. Paedyn just has a lot of like back and forth thinking and I don't know to do in Fearless. So I like having one for each like individual relationship.
Okay, beautiful. We'll go with that then.
Nailed it. Okay, do we meet any new characters in this book that you're particularly excited about?
We do. We do meet someone new, and she's not in Ilia, which is really exciting. I got to play around with like a different place.
Outside of the Ilia a little bit.
It was really cool, and she's only in like 2 chapters, but after I wrote them, I was like, this chick is cool. Like I was like, I like
awesome.
her.
Yeah.
And I remember even, you know, working again with my amazing editors, they even came to me and they were like, we really like her. And I was like, yes. So I'm excited to, you know, maybe talk about her a little bit more because there's a lot going on in her life. But yeah, no spoilers. That was extremely vague.
But yes, when you get there, you'll be like, oh, this is who Lauren was talking about.
Exactly.
Amazing. Okay, and last one. This isn't really a question. This is just, we got a lot of like all caps submissions that were like happy or sad ending. I was like, you have to read it, but what do we think? Are people gonna be sad, happy? I feel like they go through it. Like you'll go through it with this book, but
a range of emotions,
a wide range.
I do kind of put you through the ringer a little bit,
which it's all right.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
but also
it's also the best part.
It is. It's the best.
I feel like it depends on what you're hoping.
Yeah.
Which is like a very vague answer,
but it's true.
But every reader has their own journey, their own hopes as to how it'll end. So
exactly. So hopefully they'll enjoy it. And I just love that when I was 18 coming up with all this stuff, this was exactly how I envisioned the ending. And so we've really stayed true to that. So I hope everyone enjoys. But thank you.
Like I feel like that's another thing that I've been thinking about when I was thinking like, oh, what are we gonna talk about? But like all the threads that are kind of pulled together from books 1 and 2, and even from Powerful too. There's just it all comes together. So it's gonna be.
I'm so glad. Thank God. I'm really glad. Yeah, this book was so fun, and it was exactly what I wanted it to be, and I can't wait for everybody to read it. Yeah. So
exciting. Amazing. Well, we've done it.
Wow.
Rapid fire, run through the questions.
Yes.
But I think more questions will be answered as everyone gets to dive in and read Fearless. So thank you, Lauren.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yay.
And can't wait for everyone to see what happens next for Paedyn and Kai and Kit and all of Ilia. And
prepare yourselves.
Prepare yourselves.
You're not ready.
Strap in. And be sure to follow Simon Teen on social and Lauren on social media as well for everything that is coming next for Ilya and Paedyn and Fearless. So, yeah,
Yay,
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.